Daniel in the lion's den. A long time ago, in a far-off land, Darius became the new king of Babylon. 120 governors were appointed to help him. In charge of them all were 3 vice-regents. Daniel was one. Daniel was so good at his job that the king decided to put him in charge of the whole kingdom. But the other vice-regents and governors were very unhappy about King Darius choosing Daniel to be in charge of the whole kingdom. They plotted to find a way for Daniel to be removed from his job. They went to the king and said,
"King Darius, live forever. You should declare that for the next 30 days, no one is to pray to any god or mortal except you, O king. Anyone who disobeys this new law will be thrown into the lion's den."
King Darius signed the new law. Then Daniel learned it had been signed, and he continued to pray just as he always had done. Daniel's house had windows in the upstairs that opened towards Jerusalem. 3 times a day he knelt there in prayer, thanking and praising his God. But Daniel was seen by others. He was seen praying 3 times a day, asking God for help. The men went straight to the king and reminded him of the royal law he had signed.
"Did you not sign a law forbidding anyone to pray to any god or man except you for the next 30 days? And anyone caught would be thrown into the lion's den?" "Absolutely," said the king. Then the men said, "Daniel ignores you, O king, and we have seen him praying 3 times a day." At this, the king was very upset and tried all day to get Daniel out of the trouble he'd put him in.
Later, the same day, the men were back.
"Remember, O king, it's the law of the land and can never be changed."
The king was very sad, but ordered Daniel to be thrown into the lion's den. The king said to Daniel,
"Your God, to whom you are so loyal, is going to get you out of this."
A stone slab was placed over the opening of the den. Daniel was sealed inside with the lions. The king went back to his palace. He could not eat. He could not sleep. As the sun rose the next morning, he called out anxiously,
"Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God saved you from the lions?"
Daniel said,
"O king, live forever. My God sent his angel, who closed the mouths of the lions so they would not hurt me. I've been found innocent before God and also before you, O king. I've done nothing to harm you."
Then the king heard these words. He was happy. He ordered Daniel to be taken up out of the den, and when he was hauled up, there wasn't a scratch on him, for he had trusted God. Then the king ordered that the men who had informed on Daniel be thrown into the lion's den. Before they hit the floor, the lions had them in their jaws, tearing them to pieces. King Darius proclaimed,
"Peace to you, abundant peace. I decree that Daniel's God shall be worshipped and feared in all parts of my kingdom. He is the living God, world without end. His kingdom never fails. His rule continues eternally. He is a savior and a rescuer. He performs astonishing miracles in heaven and on earth. He saved Daniel from the power of the lions."
From then on, Daniel was treated well during the reign of Darius and also in the following reign of Cyrus the Persian.